G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to the Round 9 Stock Market video. Look, it's been a pretty hectic day for me, teaching my 5-6 class from home, trying to homeschool my own 2 kids, as well as putting this together, but I've managed to get it done. I was trying to use every spare minute to get it up ASAP before tonight's game, so happy it's finally upload time. As I said, I've rushed a little bit, so I may have missed a couple of players. We've got the bye coming up this week with the two WA teams, Carlton and Hawthorn, having the week off, so be sure to keep that in mind when trading also. And also, thanks again for all the support. Very close to the 900 subscribers now, and that's much appreciated. But let's get into it and see who we need to trade in, trade out, and put in our watch list. I'll try to rush through it as I said. In our defenders, 500k plus. Well, probably your best buy of the week up there, Luke Ryan. Unfortunately, has the buy this week, as does Sicily there. But I think any of those other options, Lloyd, Haynes, or Daniel, you could buy now. But one more thing to keep in mind, if you are getting the Seagull or Haynes in this week, is that they have the buy next week. So you'll only be getting 1 week out of them before they do miss a game. So it may be better to look to get one of those blokes if you are targeting them, possibly after the buy. But again, you'll be paying more for them. So up to you which way you go about that. But yeah, just keep in mind that they will be missing a game in the next couple of weeks. Ridley, keep the binoculars on him. Gone down a little bit, but not too concerned. Maynard, think he had a pretty good game on the weekend there. Bounced back a little bit. Mills there with a 130 break even. McDonald up the top, break even of -23. Look, I wouldn't be going near him myself. It may be a bit of a move that you could make to make some really quick cash, I suppose. It's what I was looking to do with Bailey last week. For anyone that didn't watch my review video, I did message Spills and I told him that, yep, I'm getting Zach Bailey into my side because I wanted 2 things, points on field and someone that would go up in price. And he ended up going 100 plus and going up over 40k. So spewing I didn't make that move, didn't have the guts to do it, but yeah, it would have been pretty clever if I ended up making that one. Tommy Stewart, well, he's your best buy of the week. Break even of 31, massive score on the weekend. You should be definitely looking to get in this bloke if you haven't already. He will be coming into my side this week. Noble, geez, didn't he bounce back? Unfortunately, didn't have him on field. I ended up putting Ling on because, long story short, you'll be able to listen to it in the review video if you are interested. But yeah, he's going to make us some money again, and I'm looking to keep on to him for at least the next couple of weeks. Smith is a roller coaster. Hearn, he has the buy. If anyone's looking to get him in, you'll have to do that next week. And Zach Williams, look, he's a buy now, or you can wait another week. I'm actually going to wait on him, but he'll can easily go 100 plus, as we saw on the weekend, and actually go up in value this week. But I'm going to wait on him personally. Rory Laird, well, he's bounced back to a little bit more form. Actually played through the midfield on the weekend, which was handy for him. His average is up to 91 now, which isn't too bad. Crisp, he's durable, so always keep an eye on him. Duday, hopefully he's back this week. Doherty's got the bye. Maybe keep the binoculars on Sard, but terrible game from him on the weekend, like many other Essendon players, unfortunately. For the defenders under 300k, well, Toby Watson, I got this one wrong. I ended up going with Ling. I was worried about Watson's job security because he was a late in when he played his first match. But look, I should have thought about it a little bit more. Freo have a heap of injuries there. Look, I picked Ling because I heard that he was highly rated by the Swans. He was a pretty early draft pick from memory, but yeah, got that really wrong there. Ling only gave me a 30-odd score, so pretty poor form there. Don't know about his job security going forward after that performance either. Keane, couple of people bought him in, worried about his job security though. Rivers, yeah, bit of a dead rookie it looks at this stage, use him as a loophole. BZT, who saw this coming? So, yeah, I traded him out. Was it last week or the week before? I thought I'll finally get rid of some dead wood. And of course, he comes back and plays. So he'll make you a little bit more money if you got him. Job security, not too sure about. We've got 3 players in Hill, Day, and Williamson with the buy there. Ash and Starcevic, well, yeah, there's reasons to keep them and reasons to chop them. So whatever you want to do there, yeah, do what you think's best. For the defenders, midfielders, 500k plus. Well, up the top there, this is a pretty obvious one this week. I think Duncan is your best buy for sure. Average of 111 there with a break even of only 29. Get him in if you can, if you haven't got him. Look at McRae there. Break even of only 60. Look, you're paying 655 now. With Kelly, you're only paying 606. Very, very similar break even. So you'd probably go Kelly to save that extra 50 grand because 50 grand is a lot at this stage of the year. But yeah, if you've already got Jack McRae in, that is terrific news for you. Titch, he's got the bye this week, so I'd look to get him in next week. He'll be terrific value. We know this started over 600k. Been a little bit up and down this year, but massive score on the weekend. Break even of only 72. 114 114 for his average, so get him in after his bye. Clarios still thinks a bye now. Won't face that bye. Jared Lyons, geez, he's been a good pod. Terrific pod. If you're looking for someone different, I don't think you can go too wrong with Jared Lyons, to be quite honest. Tim Kelly, he's got the bye, but he's been good for those people that picked him up around that 500k mark or just under 500k. Keep your binoculars on Zeret. Lockie Neal, he's a buy now. Look at that break even. So if you haven't got Lockie Neal, this week's probably the week to get him. But in saying that, you've got someone like a Duncan. So you've got to ask yourself, do you go for absolute value in Duncan or jump on Neal, who's, well, pretty much a must-have, isn't he, in your midfield? When he's got a low break even. So up to you on that one. Bit of a tough decision because I'm guessing that most people won't be able to get both. Cogs is a roller coaster. Josh Dunkley's back this week, so really looking forward to seeing how this guy performs. I'm hoping, to be quite honest, he has a bit of a poor game or a poor first couple of games, so he'll drop in price so I can pick him up. That'd be lovely. Gaffy's been a little bit disappointing. He's got the bye. Parker as a pod, but has the bye the week after. Steele, he's been a terrific pod. If you're looking to get just a quality midfielder in, get Jack Steele in. He is just quality. All Australian material, I think, having the year of his life, and Supercoach wise, I did not see this coming at the start of the year. If you started early with him, yeah, well done. Terrific pick. The Bont, he's a roller coaster. Danger, well, his break even's gone up again after a pretty good month in form. 5, he'll go down. He's got the bye. I'm a little bit worried about him moving forward, though, depending on how much time he does spend forward. But, yeah, after his bye, the week after that, he should be really nice value. Trelaw, his break-even's all the way up at 180 now, so at 609. I'm hoping that he can come down to around that 550, 560 mark, and he'll present some value, I think, at that stage. Onto the mid-price midfielders now. Caleb Sarong, wow, didn't this guy just absolutely dominate? What a great rookie selection. I didn't jump on him, unfortunately, but if you did, absolutely wonderful. He's got the bye this week, but the week after, he'll make you some really, really nice cash. Sam Mays, he's also been a terrific selection as well, so I was a little bit skeptical after the second week when he dropped, what was it, a 50, 60 odd from memory. But geez, he came back and hit form. So I'm absolutely wrapped for this bloke because I love him as an ex-Lions player. He's a terrific bloke. I've met him a few times off field at family days and different events here and there. So just wish the absolute best for Sammy Mays. He's a talented player. For anyone that does know, he was an early pick and very, very highly rated by the Lions. But yeah, just had lots of young talent coming through and sort of spent his last year at the Lions in the Needful after having a pretty solid year the year before. So well done to Sammy Mays. Pickett, I would not advise to trade him. He's still got some money to make and a good on-field option. Some people have asked me, do I trade Pickett to Duncan? That's a personal decision for you. Yeah, you'll make money on Duncan. You'll make money on Pickett as well. Yeah, I can't answer that one for you. It's a bit of a tough one, unfortunately. Shuey's got the bye. Cripper's got the bye. Great to see him bounce back. Andy McGrath's a pod you could look at, almost averaging 100. Yo's got the bye there, and Boak I'll be getting in next week. So I'm hoping he goes maybe a low 100, and I can get him in close to that 480 mark. That would be lovely. Onto the midfielders, less than 300k. The best buy there, I think, is Markov. I'm not sure about job security going forward, but if you look at that average of 78, a break even of -2, he's probably the man that you look at there, but really not many options is there, to be quite honest. I wouldn't chop any of these guys yet. I may be looking to chop Simpson next week, just depending on what I do, maybe for a Boak, but I'll sort of reassess that when it comes time. Brad Hill, I just added there. Just keep the binoculars on him. He could somehow turn out to be a really good value pick if he does hit form. On to the Rucks now. Sammy Draper, he's your best buy there. Negative break even of 22. He'll be coming into my side this week. Reason being because I've still got Naismith, so I'll actually be making about 170k on that. If you've got a Combin, a Conroy, do you trade him in? Again, personal decision, but again, you're not making any money there. I'm lucky in the fact that I've kept on to Naismith, just waiting for the ideal opportunity to get rid of him, and that is this week, I think. So, do get him in. It wouldn't be a bad get just to get some insurance there, but again, you probably lose that loophole. I'm assuming he plays this week. I'm not 100% on that, but after his performance on the weekend, I think it was really solid first game up. I really like the look of him. So, coming into my side, Darcy Cameron, ruck forward, he's got a negative break even, so could you look at him? You'd be looking at Draper definitely, but yeah, maybe you can swing him around to get a Draper in possibly if you've got Cameron at NAR 3, maybe swing him into your F7, F8 position. Nick Nat unfortunately has a bye, so I'd hope that if you've got Nick Nat, you've got some cover there at your R3. Pitt's got the bye as well. Hopefully you've got rid of this bloke, but if you haven't, yeah, you're in a little bit of trouble here. Those three blokes keep the binoculars on. What on earth happened to Maxi? I don't know, but yeah, devastating. I think I've cursed him, unfortunately. Apologies to everyone that's got Maxi. I think that, yeah, I've jinxed him. But keep your binoculars on the three big boys there and look at English. All of a sudden, his break even's at 232. So, really disappointing form after his 200 plus score. And yeah, there are always some red flags there for me, and that's why I couldn't really recommend him as a pick. The forwards, 500k plus. Most of these guys, yeah, will track pretty disappointing for his standards. Greenwood was just disappointing. And the three guys up the top there, yeah, really, really solid games, particularly the top two there. Dusty, look at that break even now of 16. If you traded him, yeah, bad luck. I'd probably even look to get him back in, to be quite honest, if you have done that. I know it hurts, but yeah, that's the reason why I don't trade these sort of blokes, Dusty and Cripper, because look at what they've done this week. They've really, really bounced back. I'm spewing. I completely missed the Whitfield train. I just waited too long, then decided to go Baz instead of him. Was planning on keeping Segler at the time when he was cheap as well. So, yeah, just circumstances didn't allow me to get Whitfield, and that really hurts me because that massive score on the weekend, he's hit some really nice form as well. He's owned by over half of the competition, so it's a real pod move on my behalf not owning him or not having him, so absolutely shattered that I don't have him. I think it's too late. I can't get him in this week. I've got other plans, so I'll probably miss the boat on him, and if I do want him, I'll have to pay up, so I'll be looking for another value option to round out my forward line. And just back on that as well, Huey Greenwood, keep him on your watch list for a few weeks as well. He's probably the guy that I'll look to get in if he's cheap enough. The mid price is here. Well, Josh Kennedy, there, break even of 16. He will be a roller coaster though, but he's got the buy anyway. Chad Wingard's got the buy. Keep your binoculars on Darcy Parish. 431. Look, he's a cheap option. He'd be another bloke that I'd be looking to possibly complete my midfield as well over a Greenwood. But as I said, I've just got other priorities at this stage. Look, if he's cheap enough next week, it may even be an option to get Boak and this guy in as well. Because, look, I'll rate him. I think that he'll go a little bit up and down. Main concern is that I think he could give you some pretty low scores, and I don't think that he's got a massive ceiling. So I think if he goes well, it'll be sort of 100 to 120. If he doesn't go well, it could be sort of 60s to 70 marks. But keep him on your watch list anyway. Dev Smith, well, yeah, I've talked about this guy a lot in the last stock market video, in my review video, but it's up to you. I'm getting rid of him this week personally. I'm done with him. Break even of 89. If he goes even with that average of 76, sorry, he still loses money. If you want to keep him, that's fine. Get other rookies off field. I can understand that. But for me, yeah, the other rookies that I've got, like your Arts, your Sturts, Ben, all these sort of guys, McPherson's, they've still got money to make. And so if I'm going to upgrade this week, I'm going to look to get rid of him. Jack Martin's got the buy from Carlton and Simpkin. Jeez, don't know what's happened to this guy. I was raving about him 3 weeks ago, just saying get him in even at his high price. So apologies for that. He hasn't looked right after that injury, after that ankle injury that he sustained a few weeks ago early on in the match, unfortunately. So we'll finish off with the forwards under 300k. The man there up the top, Brad Close, he's got a negative break even of 40. He's your best buy still this week. I'm assuming most people got onto him last week, but if you haven't, you can still get onto him. I think his job security is okay now. Sam Skinner, well, his job security does concern me because I think he's come in for Dan McStay, who's been out, well, last week with suspension. He'll miss this week again with suspension. So I think Skinner will keep his spot for this week. But after this week, yeah, I'm not too sure. I'd assume that McStay probably comes back into the side. James Bell, don't know a heap about him, but negative break even of 27 as a mid forward. Could be someone that you could look to get in, but you are paying 160. Yeah, I'd like a little bit more value there. Elijah Taylor, again, another one of those mid forwards, 156, similar to James Bell. Both play for the Swans, but I don't think they're going to score you anything great. Connor Ballenden, well, here's another one. I think he's probably got better job security than Sam Skinner because Brisbane do need a second or relief ruckman to support the big O at the moment. Archie Smith is down. Steph Martin's down as well, so I think that Ballenden probably stays in long term. That's a little bit of a guess, but I think that he's a better ruck than Skinner. Although Skinner did do some relief ruck work on the weekend also, I'd probably back in Ballenden to get that role just because of his height. He's a lot taller than Skinner. Skinner can still chop out there, but I'd be backing out of the two Ballenden to keep his spot probably for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Skinner, keep his spot for this week, probably out the next week for McStay. And then some blokes down the bottom. You might be looking to chop some of these. So Pickett, Rankin, it's an interesting one. You look at his average and break even, 76 and 76. So if you want to trade him out this week, I wouldn't blame you. I'm probably trading him out next week for a Travis Boak type personally. Vandermeer, probably get rid of him. Same as Taylor, you need to get rid of him, I think. Keep your binoculars on McPherson and Rosie, just as some really sneaky value options. I can't believe that we're seeing McPherson and Rosie under 300k. That is just astonishing. Look at Lynch here as well, 292k. So between Lynch, McPherson, and Rosie, you could have some really, really sneaky options there. Risky, not in great form, obviously. That's why they find themselves under 300k. But yeah, I'm shocked that these names are actually there. So if you're looking for a real left field move, then possibly look to bring in one of these blokes. And that'll pretty much do us for this week's stock market video, guys. Thanks very much again, as I said, for all the support. Remember, we do have the buys this week. We do have then Sydney and GWS with the buy the following week. So just keep that in mind when you are looking to trade these sort of blokes in or trade any of these players out. Best 18 during the buys as well. So also keep that in mind. Don't stress too much if you can't get 22 plays. It's ideal if you can, but if you've got 20, 21, it's certainly not the end of the world. In regards to the future stock market videos, as I said, it was a little bit hectic today, so I will do my best to get them done on time, but I may need to look to do maybe a part 1, part 2 with the stock market videos. So if you are subscribed, thanks for that. Maybe click the notification bell and you'll get a message whenever the next one's out. So thanks again, guys, for everything. Good luck with your trades this week, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.